When growing fruit and vegetables at home, it can be really disappointing when pests and bugs come in and decimate your entire crop. When you're growing them in the ground, you may well consider putting chemicals in to rid yourself of these pests. But when you're growing fish as well as things you eat, you really will want to think again. Traditional companion planting works just as well in aquaponics as it does on land, attracting beneficial insects, repelling pests. And marigolds and rosemary are excellent choices for this. Bugs, like slugs and slaters growing in your aquaponics bed, are the same as the ones growing in your land vegetables. But in here, they're pretty easy to get rid of simply by flooding the bed. In other words, plug the drain and let the water fill all the way to the top. Slugs and slaters will either drown or they'll come to the surface where you can pick them out. And of course, you can go outside at night with a torch and hunt them down. To protect your vegetables from flying insects, then really the best way is going to be to create a barrier. This one was really simple, bit of PVC pipe, some T's and some elbows, some crop protector netting across the top, and then you'll have a barrier that will stop all those nasties flying in. The majority of pests in a pond are going to be land-based, but the main one that's going to be a problem are aphids, not only on your water plants, but on water lilies. And they're relatively easy to remove by applying some olive oil and splashing it around. For plants in a grow bed that are infested with aphids, it's probably best just to pull them out, compost them. Caterpillars that eat your vegetables can also attack your floating baskets, taking foliage like this and stripping it back in literally 24 hours. The best way to remedy this is to remove the float ring and submerge it completely underwater. Whatever doesn't drown, the fish will eat. While we're talking about ponds and not using chemicals, it's really important to note that all fish medications that are available on the market are absolutely never to be used in an aquaponic system for any plants or fish that you plan to eat. So really, not using any pesticides or chemicals in your aquaponic system is really important. It might mean that you're going to lose a few plants along the way to pests. It might mean that it's going to be a little bit more labour intensive for you. But hey, in the end, it's always going to be the best option to be chemical free.